Hey everybody, thanks for joining us for today's VAI Coffee Talk. Today we're going to talk about S2K integrated shipping and what that can mean for your organization. This is another great area of ROI that we can offer. So let's talk about first, what does that really mean? What does integrated shipping mean? It means that we can take an order and ship it without ever leaving the S2K application. It gives us the ability to combine all of our shipping options into one platform or user interface, however you want to refer to it. But parcel and LTL, both, we can have that all together without having to go to different systems or different online portals to rate and quote and ship those packages. And it also means that quoting freight is really easy to do. So, it used to be while we're on the phone taking a customer order, we have to put them on hold and call the shipping department and wait for them to give us a rate quote for an approximate order. We can do that all now systematically with the press of a button during order entry. And I'm going to show that to you today. And of course, it doesn't have to be order entry. I'm going to show it to you in order entry today, but really, if you choose not to do it during order entry, that's okay too. Your warehouse can do it at the time of shipping. So that's lovely. Why is that good though? Why, those benefits sound great, but there's a lot behind it that there's a lot to offer. And one of the things is that you're using one user interface. So when you talk about training your users and keeping everything updated and concise and easy, your users only need to learn one system, one user interface, and therefore they're going to just be inherently more efficient at their position. The system will print shipping labels right from the process, right from the shipping verification billing process. So we don't have to go out to another system again and generate shipping labels. If it's LTL and your carrier has that ability, we're also going to dispatch them or can dispatch them during the process. So we can save the shipping department a phone call, right? Anytime we can save some phone calls, we're doing good. We're also going to backfill that information right into S2K. So, and I'll show you what that means. But really, when I'm getting our freight costs and making the decision on the service method, it's going to update the order in S2K with all of that information, and we can also then email the customer their shipping confirmation with tracking information all in there. Now, there's a few different ways to look at the ROI on this. So here's just some examples of the ROI benefits. Obviously, it's efficient, right? One user interface, one consolidated system, you're going to have efficiencies no matter what because we're not jumping around from system to system to system. Another big area where you will likely save some money is during rate shopping. So sure, our warehouse managers, our shipping managers, they know what they're doing. That's why they have the jobs that they do. We can trust that they are making the best decisions for us, but now we can verify that as well. So when we use the integrated rate shopping in S2K, it's going to automatically check all of our freight options and return to us the best option on top. And by best, we mean inexpensive, most inexpensive. And we're going to track what they select. So in most cases, we'll be able to tell you that your shipping person had 15 better options, but selected this one anyway. And you can keep that information front and center. So rather than not knowing what you don't know, now you can confirm for sure that you are making the best shipping decisions possible for both you and your customers. Shipping tends to be one of our most expensive line items on the P&L, so we want to make sure we're managing that as best as possible. On the back side of that then is auditing. So auditing is an option with the integrated partners that we have, both of them. And what auditing does is it because we know what we've quoted and we know what we've shipped, right, from S2K, and we've collected that information. Once that shipment goes out and you get the bill from your carrier, their systems will then read that bill and make sure that you were charged what you were quoted. And if not, why? What was the difference? You would be surprised if you've never audited your freight bills before. You will be surprised at how many misbillings there are. Dealing with the large freight companies that we deal with, the large parcel carriers, you wouldn't expect there to be as many errors as there are. And again, with freight being one of our most expensive line items, it's something we have to manage very well. And this auditing really can save, an entire position worth of work in your company. So if you have one person full-time auditing freight bills, because that's what it's like if you're trying to do it manually, you would obviously open up that overhead as well. And then just reducing user error. So, we want to be able to offer our customers the best customer service possible in the most timely manner and in the most accurate form. So with the integrated shipping solution, updating S2K's order with the freight charges, the freight type, the ship via and the class of shipment, as well as the shipping tracking number, there's no errors in that data. If a user has to go from S2K over to UPS WorldShip, for example, and type in all of the information, and then go back to S2K and then type in all of the shipping information that we just got at UPS, there's going to be an error, most likely. Those tracking numbers are really long. So to expect those to be perfect and that you're providing your customers with accurate information 100% of the time is unrealistic. So by having the system do it for you, we're eliminating that user error, which then turns around into a better customer service situation because S2K is notifying your customers with what their freight charges are, who they're shipping with, and what that tracking number is so that the customer can track that themselves. And if they're not notifying your customers directly, then your customer service people have access to that information when the customer calls. So either way you look at it, it's a better situation. So I'm going to take you through what this looks like. Don't mind my screen. This is a little bit older of an environment here, but this is what I have with the integrated shipping solution that I wanted to show you today. So I'm just going to build an order real quick. Right? If you use S2K today, this screen's going to be familiar, even if it may be laid out a little differently than what you're doing. But I'm just going to go ahead, search on my items, find what I'm looking for, put some pricing in. And then once I'm done with this, I'm going to go to the end of my order. And then you're going to see I have a ship via default in there. And I want to just do a quick address validation. We have this set up in our system as an option to do automatically. But if you don't, I just wanted to show you that you can run it manually on demand, and it will tell you if it is a residential address. Now, using this ship via, which is the default customer setup, I can say, just give me a rate for just that carrier. I don't have to rate shop as an option, right? We know it's residential because we just did that address validation. And because I'm rate shopping an LTL carrier, it's going to ask me for an estimated pallet count. We want to make sure we get that tear weight and freight class in there for the pallets, so we give you an accurate number, So if I'm good with that, I select it and it updates my order. But if not, I can go back in and actually rate shop. So let me just rate shop for shipping a package, which means parcel. And it's going to go out, and every parcel carrier that I have set up in the system, it's going to go out and rate for me if possible. And you're going to be able to see the carrier description, the service class, the estimated delivery date, and a published charge versus a total charge. So really what that means is there's the published pricing, and then there's your pricing, right? And your pricing may be your contract price. It might be your contract price plus a markup, excuse me. So it's some options there. Again, now I'm going to rate shop LTL, and again with the pallets. Now I only have one LTL set up, so you're going to see I only have one LTL option here, or I only have one LTL carrier replying to that type of order. And that's it. That's all there is to it. On the flip side, after ordering, during order verification, again, there's a number of ways of how you may be processing orders in our warehouse system. This is if you're using full screen order verification. If you are, you're going to come in, simply select the shipping button at the end, and then all of those options pop back up for you that we reviewed earlier as far as address validation and rate shopping. Other than you'll have one additional option that says ship my package. And when I do that, that's when I get my packing slip or my bill of lading, my labels if it's parcel. I can print my invoice from there. I can notify the customer. Lots of things all done in that step just to further gain some efficiency. So as you can see, utilizing one of our integrated shipping solutions really has a huge benefit on anybody who's distributing product, because we are doing it all within the system and providing very quick and accurate results. So you have some good information at your fingertips, both during customer order entry and or during shipping. You can learn more at our website, www.vai.net. You can also reach out to us there. If you have any other questions, please do so. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks again for joining us, and please check out some of our other coffee talks.